There really aren't a lot of teams that are in better shape to have a good future than the Bears. Now, there's a lot of like little caveats in that, but the Bears, the writing's on the wall for them to be very good over the next few years if they don't screw this up, which, you know, obviously the Bears tend to do that. But $82 million in salary cap, fourth in the NFL. They have the number one pick, and all signs at this point seem to indicate that it will be Caleb Williams, as we said on this show. It has to be Caleb Williams. So what I wanted to ask you guys is a couple of quick questions on Chicago here. They go out and get Caleb. Okay. Defense played really well down the stretch of last season. They have DJ Moore. Maybe they go and get another weapon here or there. Could this Bears team actually be a sneaky wild card threat for next year?
I mean, if Caleb Williams is what people think he will be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't love him, but he does have a lot of skill. Arm strength is crazy. Like, he can do things that not many others can do
in the NFL too, not just in the draft.
And like,
the NFL.
and yeah, like if that translates, then yes. And you got DJ Moore. I mean, if he is what people think he's going to be, then they're a wild card team. Yeah. I mean, people talk about Caleb Williams like he's going to be the best quarterback prospect ever.
Yeah.
So I mean,
at one point, like November or December,
if he is, then you'd have to say they're at least a wild card contender.
Ziggy, what do you think?
I don't love him like most people, but
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic, right? The Bears finished strong last year. The coaching staff, if you believe in them, they're starting to establish things. They got a lot of picks in this draft. They just traded away a 5th rounder for Ryan Bates, to play swing interior offensive line, which is good. The interior of the offensive line, those guys can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
But so there's a fair amount to look forward to of the Bears. I'm not sure I agree they've got one of the brightest futures. They have a chance to have it, right? Yeah, but when you're talking about brightest futures, I mean, that's assuming they hit on everything. They may or may not. The Bears have a better chance than any other team in recent history to improve. That's what they've got. They've got a big improvement opportunity. It seems they're going to take Caleb Williams. It's all but settled. They're going to sign him. He's going to do his thing. You've got an offense that hopefully improves. You got a defense that after the Sweat trade last year looked a heck of a lot better.
Oh yeah,
am I expecting huge things from them right away? No, but I was talking to a Bears fan earlier today, Weston Dow, and it's like, the Bears don't. If Caleb Williams in his first 2 years wins a playoff game, Bears fans will be thrilled. Right? The expectations are not sky high for what he can do. They want competence and they want him to do a decent job. And I think that is well within reach for them.
What did this Bears team have last year? They had 7 wins, right? They were 7-10.
7 wins, yeah. And what they end the year winning, like 4-3 or 3-4 or something like that?
Yeah, they won a whole bunch of games to end the season.
But they were also competitive. Even in some games, they were a competitive team after going over a year. I believe they went October to October. Calendar year without winning a game.
What is a realistic Bears fan expectation for with Caleb's rookie year? 9-8?
I think you're hoping for 8, 9, and 8.
I don't think you care about the rookie year record one bit.
No. But if you were to say like, hey, let's set a win goal. If you're 9-8 next year with Caleb, I think you're very happy, and you go, okay, now we can build on this on a rookie contract.
Beat the Packers once.
Yeah, beat the Packers. Well, but seriously, when you watch the Bears last season, remember the Viking Bear game on, I think it was Monday Night Football? Like, Fields was pretty bad in that game. There were a lot of throws that he made where you go, man, like if they just had a quarterback who could get the ball there, like this team could be really good. And that's why I look at Chicago, and I do think Caleb's going to be very good. So with the way the defense played and the pieces that they have and the money they have, I think that they're a sleeper pick to contend for a wild card next year. It's pretty aggressive with a rookie quarterback, but there's a lot there that you can be happy about if you're a Chicago fan.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't go next season with that as the expectation.
That's not the expectation at all, but they're sneaky.
I'm gonna say what I said last year with Green Bay and Jordan Love is you want to see things that shows you, okay, Caleb Williams can do this at the NFL level for a while. And just progression, some improvements week by week, even if it's very steady and very slight. Exactly what I said last year about Jordan Love, and he exceeded what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, look, it's They don't need him to light up the world and have a CJ Stroud season. They just need him to be pretty good. But again, to put into perspective what this might mean for Bears fans, the Bears fight song, right? What do they say, Paul? They say, we'll never forget the way you thrill the nation with your T formation. That was the 1940 championship. That was like the pinnacle of this team, besides maybe the 85 Bears. But, the 85 Bears, that was almost 40 years ago now. Like, it's been so long since this team has done anything. Just Caleb Williams throwing for 4,000 yards would make him the best quarterback in history. They just need him to be decent.
Who's the best QB they've had now? Jay Cutler?
Sid Luckman is the best quarterback in Bears history.
Yeah, look, if Caleb came out and is anything close to what people are hoping, Bears fans are going to be passing out in Soldier Field next year. They have no idea what they're watching. It's gonna look like a different sport.
Knowing the Bears will suck. They'll be 3-14.
Yeah, right. The generational prospect will come out and he'll just be like, man, he really stinks to the cold.
And Fields will go to Pittsburgh and be 12-5.
That's exactly what will happen. I do think though that Chicago is a team where it's finally kind of fun to be a fan. Where it's been years and years and years of just being completely miserable. So, and one thing on Caleb Williams too is I know a lot of people, Ziggy and I had a long texting conversation about this about a week ago, where Fields isn't throwing at the combine and Fields is having issues with signing with his rookie deal. Like, will he want to go to Chicago? A lot of people are bringing up all these issues that the Williams camp is bringing up, and I do think that these are going to settle themselves out. It is frustrating, and there's definitely a little bit of eyebrow raising with, okay, like, why can't you just go with the system here? Like, there is a sense of entitlement that I find unattractive from the Williams camp. But when you look at, it's almost like draft day with Bo Callahan. It's like, all right, what's wrong with this guy? Let's find the problem. Yeah. But I do think when you look at all the teammates, unlike Bo Callahan, you look at all the teammates, everyone seems to like Caleb Williams. It seems like he's a good dude, a fun teammate to have. I don't think he's a locker room cancer. It just seems like he's more of a, this draft process kind of.
He wants to make money.
He's a diva. Yeah, he's a little diva who kind of wants, not a little diva who wants money, but that's kind of how he's behaving.
Look, the
camp is behaving himself.
He's going, yeah. I mean, a lot of this is coming from his dad. What does Caleb Williams say? Well, Caleb Williams says, I'm excited to go to Chicago. Yeah. I'm really excited. I want to be the guy they want to be. I want to make history there. He said, I'm giving my medicals only to teams that can realistically draft me. A little weird, but whatever. There's nothing to worry about here. The Bears are going to draft Caleb Williams. They're going to get him another weapon. I'm thinking like Rome Odunze out of Washington, I think is probably going to end up there. It's going to be great.
We got to find Lincoln Riley and ask if his teammates went to his birthday party.
Right? Yeah. No, I like Caleb. I think he's going to be great in Chicago.
If they all showed up, it's all systems go.
Last thing I want to talk about with the Bears here. Adam Schefter said about Justin Fields, I don't think the market for him is as robust as the Bears, and he had the thought. They talked about hoping to move on from him, and if they're comfortable with a quarterback in this draft by the start of free agency. Diana Rossini also said there was an executive who said to her, when people know you want to move on from someone.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That value. I think it's to some degree.
That is somebody who does not understand at a basic level how a market works. If you think that the fact that the people know the Bears want to trade Caleb Williams means they're getting a penny less for him.
Yeah, I guess.
Because here's what matters, right? If you have two teams that want him, they have to bid against each other. How many times have teams said, we're going to trade this player? Like, remember Tyreek Hill? He was gone, right?
Yeah.
The Chiefs just said Dolphins or Chiefs. Who's going to give us more and end up being Jets? The Dolphins? Yeah, excuse me. It was the Dolphins or the Jets?
Yeah, no. You do bring up a good counter to that.
This is just not basic economic theory. That's not how a market works. But here's the thing. I think we are going to hear we're doing right by Justin Fields when he goes for a lot less. Mm-hmm. The reason you're not seeing a trade is because the trade for Justin Fields at this point, if you trade for him, he's probably going to be your starter. You'd be saying, we don't want to touch the free agent quarterbacks. We're so confident in Justin Fields that we're just going to trade for him and let him go. Like the Falcons might end up with Justin Fields, but they want to take their shot at Kirk. The Steelers might end up with Justin Fields, but they want to see what's available.
Yeah.
The market for Justin Fields is low because people don't feel that high on him. He's not the kind of guy who you can be confident will be able to start for you next year.
Yeah, no, I mean, he hasn't shown the ability to progress as a passer really in his entire career. He's
never been a net positive passer, Paul.
Yeah,
never.
No, it's just like, he could wind up in Pittsburgh. It seems like a lot of people think Pittsburgh's a place And the running is great. I mean, the running is very exciting. Again, he does that better than almost anyone in the league, other than probably just Lamar Jackson. So it's the hope. It's, can we finally unleash him as a passer? And I think for some teams that's fine to go after and see what you can do. But there's concerns.
I'd love to have him in Pittsburgh.
Would be fun.
I think he'd be very solid.
Would you rather have him or would you rather have him or Russell Wilson?
Honestly, probably Justin Fields.
Because a lot of people are saying Russell Wilson.
I mean, do you think that Pickens and Deontay Johnson is the best receiving core Fields has ever had? I mean, yeah, right? Like, by a lot.
I don't know. They're receiving. I'm not sure that's that much better than the receiving core the Bears had this year.
I think it's a good deal better.
Well, you DJ Moore,
like who
Mooney. Like I Moore and Mooney versus. I don't think that's
no. The Steelers one is better, but how much better? I'm not sure.
I guess not a whole lot better.
DJ Moore is a real player. But yeah, I mean, like awesome. Russell Wilson, his best, it seems very clear Russ is, I get that he had a statistically good season last year, but he was not that exciting. He's not going to be your guy for too long.
I'd rather have Fields. I'd rather roll.
He's at least going to be less of a pain in the rear.
Well, yeah, he's like, can you imagine one of our friends was asking, would I want the Vikings to sign Russell Wilson? It's like,
there's a reason we didn't mention that in the Viking segment. I don't want to think about it.
No, and I have nothing against Russ as a person. There are stories that come out where you raise your eyebrow. I've heard some things that I've raised my eyebrows about, but I don't want Wilson coming into that locker room. Not that he's going to blow it up or anything. It's so
much attention. It's such a distraction.
Yeah, it's just at this point in his career. If he was 5 years younger, sure, let's do it.
Yeah, Russ right now is not a QB who can win you a Super Bowl.
And you'd probably say the same thing for Justin Fields, but if he's in Pittsburgh, you go, well, maybe it works, and if it doesn't, we move on.
I think Fields, you can hope that he can. Was he 25 years old?
Yeah,
like Russ, he kind of lost that hope.
I mean, Colin Cowherd said he would love Russ to Pittsburgh. He thinks that bringing in a more established guy, veteran presence would be good for that team, especially when you have the divas they have in that locker room. I kind of see where he's coming from, but personally, as a fan,
there's a better chance to win with Fields than Russ.
I think it's the other way around. But boy, I mean, bringing in Russ to corral the locker room personalities, really? No, locker room personalities emerged in Denver because of Russell Wilson.
that was kind of my thought on it too. If he has 1 year though, where he can kind of turn back the clock, Pittsburgh would be a good.
I mean, Russ was good this year, right? Like he wasn't perfect. He wasn't prime Russell Wilson, but he was a good quarterback.
Oh, give me prime Russ in Pittsburgh. I'd sign up for that.
If he turns back the clock 1 year,
you're getting 90% of prime Russ. That's pretty good. And this year he was about 90%.
Oh, 90% of prime Russ.
I'm talking you into Russ over Justin Fields.
I mean, 90% of prime Russ would be the second best odds in the AFC to win the Super Bowl.